one point like that. I have three more questions and then I'm going to free you. I don't, but it could last for hours. I have so many, so many, so many. First of all, curious to know, since we're talking to French people, one thing we can notice, and I can give you so many examples, is that for some keywords in America, in English, if you check some SEO tools, it's packed. Competition like crazy. There's no chance you will rank. Compare the same keywords, because most of the time it's an English word that will be used in France. You can think you have a highway in front of you and can start ranking for so many things. So I'm just going deeper into this. So what are smart, like they think they're smart people say, okay, so it's easy. We're going to take the English content, we're going to translate it into French, and we're going to target to rank on some keywords that are still very open for our industry in our language. What do you think of this tactic? Does it has any chance to work on the long run?
Not from SEO. I wouldn't answer that from SEO at all. I would answer that from a local marketing perspective, which is, let's say Americans are very into a trend. I don't know, Pokemon. So you might say, well, Pokemon in America, very, very competitive to show up on search, but there is no Pokemon visibility. And I know I'm giving a terrible example, but hopefully this clarifies this. But you look at the French results and there's no Pokemon results at all. Now you can translate that content and build it. But if the French audience has no interest in the product, has no interest in the category at all, it doesn't matter. So what I would do is I would say, look at it from the marketing and business standpoint, which is American audiences are trending toward this fad. Do I think that in the French market, it will arrive also? And therefore, I will get ahead of that trend by creating the content.
That's my point.
But I wouldn't say, oh, well, people Google for this in America. They must Google for it in France if I just translate it. That is absolutely not the case. There are different affinities for things. Like there are different things the way people do. Actually, a great example from Europe. What do they call it? It's called Christmas ads in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Is that what the word is?
Christmas what?
The TV ads. No, the TV
okay.
ads.
Yeah, okay. Christmas ads. Why not? I never heard it as a regular word, but okay.
There's a name for it.
Publicité de Noël. Publicité de Noël. Okay.
So in the UK, they have this concept, I think I got the word wrong, of this concept where every company tries to create the wittiest, trendiest ads on TV for Christmas around in the winter season. That in America, that's the Super Bowl. So everyone wants to create the trend. So you can't say, oh, well, I Googled Christmas ads in America and it's a wide open field. So all I have to do is create content around the best Christmas ads in America. That's not a thing. Again, flip that over to the UK. I think Super Bowl ads are a thing in the UK because they follow that American trend, but it does not have the same interest of ads because a lot of the products that are advertised in the Super Bowl are American specific. They're not global. So maybe people like to watch the wittiness. It's also, of course, American humor. So you're not going to have the same audience. So I wouldn't just approach it from a search standpoint. I'd really approach it from, does the audience want this? Do I think the audience will want this? So therefore I can build the content.
I understand. I would just say two things. The first one is you have some keywords today that are starting to be packed in terms of competition, like metaverse, Web3, NFT, tokens, so whatever. But all those things, it's proved that it comes everywhere else in the world, but usually 5 years later. But it's gonna come. It has to come. It has been demonstrated. So again, is there any way that it could be smart? And what would be the strategy? I'm not asking you to go deep into sales services. It's not my point, man. Just like to say, okay, we're just gonna copycat what they do in America and do the exact same thing in France.
Invest in that. So if it's not going to come for 5 years and you spend millions of dollars building it and it takes 5 years for anyone to even care, there may be better uses of time. So I wouldn't approach it just from an SEO standpoint.